Hi. In another video I mentioned that on a large scale you can't expect everyone to cooperate. The reason is because on a large scale you can't expect everyone to agree. There are going to be disagreements. There are going to be people who have different wishes, different desires, different ideas of how to get the same things accomplished. This is bound to happen because humans have different minds. And in my opinion, that is valuable and it is to be expected and treasured. However, that doesn't mean that we can't collectively get things done. In order to fix the hierarchy, it is helpful to understand that those at the lower levels vastly outnumber those at the higher levels. Take advantage of that. Collectively, those at the lower levels have more power. They need to insist collectively on the right to peacefully cause beneficial changes at higher levels, so that violent force of change will not be necessary. This collective pressure does not require everyone to participate. That is extremely essential to understand. Those in control understand that if a few stand up, others are most certainly behind them. It takes guts to stand up and say, hey, this is wrong. We need to change it. Now, if one person stands up and says it, chances are those in control are not even going to hear them. But some of us will. Some of the ordinary people will hear it. And if a few of us decide that person's right, and we stand up and we repeat what that person said, or we stand up with that person and say, yeah, this person is right, this needs to be done, then we help that person to gain the strength of the collective. We help that person to become a higher power at a lower level. And this is what we really need in our society. For the higher powers at the higher levels to become the lower powers at the higher levels. We the people do outpower them. We can outpower them. We shouldn't have to, but we need to understand it is essential that when the time comes, we find the guts and we stand up and we do what's right. Don't just go along with what you think the majority wants. Don't go along with what you've been told the majority wants. Go along with what you personally want and recognize that your own personal opinion is valuable. And that if enough other people can see your way of looking at things, you will find the support. And if you don't find the support, it's still important that you express your point of view. That you stand up for the things that you believe are right. It is extremely important that you not throw your ideas away or allow other people to diminish them simply because of what you feel the majority believes. Because the fact of the matter is, the majority doesn't always know what's good for them. And sometimes hearing that one voice that makes sense is enough to wake them up, or at least a few of them. This is how things get started. So start something. One of the things that I've been trying to start for a really long time, and it is catching on, but it's taking quite a while, is to get people to wake up to the fact that we've never had the right to say no in an election. We can say, I'll settle for this other guy, but we've never been able to say, I want to keep this guy from winning. Specifically, this particular candidate, I have something to say about this candidate, and it's not a positive thing, and it doesn't have anything to do with any other candidate. This is something we need a right to do on the ballot and have it counted. If we're voting on a law, I vote for it, you vote against it, you canceled my vote. Both votes are counted, but in the end, you canceled my vote. This is the way it should be. If we have exactly the opposite opinion of each other, mathematically we should cancel each other. It doesn't mean that our votes are not counted. It means they're counted and the math is done on them. If we have exact opposite opinions about a candidate in an election, the same thing should happen. One person being against the Republicans and another being against the Democrats should not make it look like they're both for the Democrats and the Republicans, because that is a lie. We need them to be able to say, no, I don't want this candidate, instead of lying and saying, I want this candidate, when what they really meant to say is, I want to keep that other guy from winning. So come on, people, stand with me. Don't lie on the elections. Don't settle